All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome into the. Woo, there we are. Hiya. Welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of the second of two streams that I do each and every day here. Hi, I'm Pugs Moran. The first one, high noon with yours truly, Pugs Moran. This one, a bit of a team effort. We call it Pugs and Parker because we welcome in James Parker. All right, let's try that again. We do this one every night at 9 o'clock, and we bring in my partner, the one, the only, James Parker. James Parker. The one, the only, James Parker.
Hey, just in time, huh?
There it goes. The fourth time is the charm.
Woo.
All right, here he is. Now, see, I did that like 3 times and you weren't there, and so I just kept doing it over and over again.
Oh, nice. I just had to double check because all my kids didn't answer me, and it turns out one of them's asleep, so that's kind of a good sign.
Oh, you're in charge of the kids?
Yeah, wife's out of town today.
Wait, yeah, we you shared with all of us this evening that you have a family emergency going on. So all of our best thoughts with you and the lovely wife.
Oh yeah, because I talked to you on the noon show. That's right. I was like, how on earth do you know this already? But yeah.
First thing I said was we're streaming, and then you were like, oh, okay. But I don't know if that registered with you. All right, James is here. I'm here. This is the Pillow Talk edition. This is small talk. This is a little conversational thing that we like to do for at least an hour here. The noon show is more topic driven. Topics. Goes about 2 hours, although let's be honest, it's been going close to 2.5, 3 hours every day. It's just because I love spending time with you so much. How was your Super Bowl Sunday, James? Well, your Valentine's Day is, you're a guy that's been married a long time. This is what Valentine's Day is. Good evening, folks. Good evening, to Bob and Byron and John and Byron. Go ahead.
It sucked. I had to drop the wife off at the airport. I had to drop her off at Love Field with kids in the back, and then we had to immediately come back. So I missed it. I caught like the last 9 minutes of the fourth quarter for the Super Bowl.
So this was a sudden family emergency deal.
Yeah, her dad had like his 28th heart attack or whatever. The super fans, the Bears,
yeah.
How many is that?
Chuck.
I think that makes a baker's dozen, Bob. Yeah, that's what my father-in-law is up to.
How old is he?
80.
Oh,
like literally 80. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, he's older. Okay, I didn't realize that. I mean, your mom and dad are what? 65? I mean,
yeah. How do you know that? Yeah. So my mom is 65 and my dad's 70, but her dad, my mother-in-law is his third wife. And so my wife was born when he was like 39 or something like that.
So he's like an NBA player. He's got a whole bunch of different families with a whole bunch of different baby mamas. Is that what you're telling me?
That's the only way he's like an NBA player.
He's like Sean Kemp.
It's the only overlap in that Venn diagram. Yeah.
So you didn't get to see any of the Super Bowl?
I got to see the last 9 minutes, and it just didn't. It doesn't seem important when all this other crap is swirling around, because my dad was in the hospital too. He just got out on
I'm
Friday.
Sorry, I didn't know that. Good Lord. James Parker bringing the downshift to the show tonight. This is...
No, look, they've been... me and the wife have been together for a while, and so like our dads have kind of synced up. Like when two girls live together, their periods sync up. I think our dad's heart attacks. Yeah. They both had a heart attack in the same week on the same damn day. And it's kind of a bummer, but both of them have been in pretty ill health for a while now. One of the problems with the father-in-law is he had a graft from when he had a heart attack literally 20 years ago. Okay. So they did that thing where they pulled a little chunk of vein out of your thigh and they do the bypass right there. Mm-hmm. And they had to go check on that because they're like, dude, this thing, like the best buy dates expired a couple years ago.
Yeah, you need to get in for an oil change every couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And so they checked on it and they're like, no, the attachments, where they stitched it in, they're like, it all looks good, and it had a little bit of a blockage in there, but it's clear now. And so it's like, wait a second, like the bypass is so old it's starting to block up? Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. I think he's got like a pig valve or something.
An orangutan heart.
Yeah, no, he literally has an artificial valve, and that's only supposed to last like 15 years, and that was 20 years ago.
Oh, and it was a valve from 20 years ago too. You know they're better now.
Yeah, so it's made out of like wood or something.
I mean. George Washington's teeth and your father-in-law's heart valve are made of the same material.
Right. Now they can 3D print it out of like carbon fiber nanotubes or something. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but yeah.
Well, this is all right. Well,
so guess who's not getting anything for Valentine's Day?
Me? Oh, you too. Oh,
no, I mean like not a present. I mean that.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Okay.
I figured I knew what you meant. Me too. The dry spell, the self-inflicted dry spell continues as I hide off here in the comfort nest high above the 1%er compound in beautiful Highland Park. Hey, that reminds me. Let's do a monologue. What do you say? Let's just get into this right now because
since we're having so much fun, might as well.
People need to laugh, James. People need to laugh. All right, please welcome to the Comfort Nest Lounge. It's whatever. James.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, whatever. It's James and his monologue. You got me all sad now. You got me all sad.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty sad day. All right, so in Venezuela, it's even worse, Pugs. They got a big food shortage still happening. And to give you an idea how bad it is, at Super Bowl parties yesterday, they were eating pigeon wings.
Oh, my goodness. Fried pigeon wings.
Not that they watch the Super Bowl in Venezuela. Why would they care? But for winning the Super Bowl, each member of the Rams gets $150,000, of course, to go along with their Super Bowl ring. The Bengals, each one of those players gets $75,000 and a participation trophy. So, best participation trophy ever. PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, they were urging people to not eat chicken wings during the Super Bowl, so I tried to help them out. I had a whole plate of ribs.
They're loving you. The crowd feels bad for
you
tonight.
I need the positivity. Pity laughs count. Today, though, Valentine's Day. It's named after Saint Valentine. You should know this guy, Pugs, because you're Catholic. He's the patron saint of sexual extortion.
Oh, damn. Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Just end that quick, didn't we?
Hold on. I'll give you.
He's the patron saint of sexual extortion. There we go.
Hey, yeah, I did a whole thing on Saint Valentine, on Valentine, if you will. I did a whole thing. Do you know why he is the saint of lovers?
Yeah, because he was marrying people in the name of Jesus, and like Diocletian told him not to, and so he ended up ripping his head off.
Yeah, it was Claudius. He was beheaded, but only after he was beaten by like 100 men with their bare fists. He was marrying Christians. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I know.
That was his bit.
Scientists have created this new wristwatch that tells long-winded people when to shut up. And warning to you men, this would not make a good Valentine's gift. It would not. They wouldn't understand. They'd take it the wrong way.
You're getting nothing but big laughs. This crowd is on your side tonight.
I'll take pity laughs, man. Valentine's Day is actually banned in Iran. Did you know this, Pugs?
I did not know this.
Yeah, and if that's not bad enough, they're thinking about banning Passover, too.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm starting to feel like...
Holy crap, why did that happen? Are these all messed up?
No.
I don't think it's me. You got me distracted. I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like the Ayatollahs are a bit anti-Semitic. For Valentine's Day, Waffle House was offering romantic candlelit dinners, gentlemen. So if your marriage is on life support, this is a great way to pull the plug.
Look at that. Yeah. Big laughs.
Hey, so the Dollar Tree is calling itself your Valentine's Day headquarters. So this is for the guy who's on a budget and doesn't want to risk all his money on the Iron Claw machine.
No, I'm not going to boo that. They love you tonight. They love you tonight.
I would have taken a boo, but that's nice. So it was on February 14th, 269 AD. Saint Valentine was beaten and beheaded. But do you know why? He forgot Valentine's Day. So.
You couldn't win him over with that one. Come on, folks. He's up here trying hard for you. He's working hard for you. Oh, that's it. Give it to him.
Sometimes the booze feel good. On a bad day, I need some booze. The Feast of Saint Valentine's was finally introduced in the year 496 by Pope Gelasius I. In addition to being Pope, he was also a florist as his side business. Yeah. All right. And finally, thank God, according to a new survey, men spend twice as much on their mistresses for Valentine's Day as they do their actual wives, which makes sense because mistresses have saved me a fortune on prostitutes.
Oh, oh. So, do you know where you were talking about the history of Valentine's Day? We went through all of this today. We went through the history of Saint Valentine. Because, James, I don't know if you know this or not, and why the hell would you? I have actually paid homage to the remains of Saint Valentine. I've been to his crypt, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's one of the world's leading tourist destinations for romantics. People.
Where the hell is it?
It's in Ireland. People get like engaged there. Yeah.
Saint Valentine is buried in Ireland, or his remains are in Ireland?
He was buried in Rome. And then they started passing around, like after he became a saint, his bones became worth something. So there's a lot of the saints are spread out all around the Holy Roman Empire because they would like gift the bones of someone, a saint.
Ireland was not in the Holy Roman Empire.
No, it wasn't. But Ireland had a very large Catholic population that was fighting against, English when the English went Anglican, when they moved away from Christianity and Catholicism and formed their own thing. The Irish people were appeased. The Bishop of Dublin went to Rome, and the Pope gave him the bones of St. Valentine so that they would have an icon there. I guess this was before St. Patrick. I guess it was before they had their own guy.
I thought maybe they picked it up on eBay or something.
No. Here, do you know why this is a really, boy, you want to creep up the whole holiday. Do you know why that we exchange cards and hearts on Valentine's Day?
Because Hallmark told us to?
No, because, okay. So here's what happened. So Valentinus, which was his name, he was first caught by this judge for marrying Christians, and the judge Asterius, and the judge went nuts. He's like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "But this is what I do." And he's like, "Okay, I kind of like you," because he was like, he got along with him a little bit, I guess. And so he said, "Look, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a shot. My daughter, she's blind. My little girl, come here, little girl." And she comes waddling in, she's bumping into the walls. She's blind, she can't see anything. He goes, "If you can save her, if you can cure her of her blindness, then I will let you live." And so Saint Valentine, he did the Valentinus, he did this whole, the Mr. Miyagi thing.
Yeah. Well, you rub your hands together, and it didn't work, did it?
No, it did. It worked. Cured her of her blindness, because all things in Christianity are true. It cured her of his blindness, and then he was, "Oh, dude," was Asterius's response. And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna be one of yous now." And he converted, and he converted everybody in his family, and they all became Christians. And then Valentine went out and started marrying Christians again. And then Claudius found out, the Emperor Claudius, and he was like, "What the hell?" And like Claudius like drags him into Rome, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna kill you." But then Valentine's, dude, he was a sweetheart. See where this is going? He was a sweetheart. He wins over Claudius. It's like, "Claudius, I'm a good guy." And Claudius is like, "Hey, buongiorno, you are a good guy." It's like that. And then, so what happened was they started hanging out, Valentinus and Claudius. And then Valentinus, he did that thing that Christians do. He started like, "Hey, Claudius, you really ought to be a Christian." And Claudius, "I don't want to be no Christian." And he's like, "No, seriously, you should be a Christian." He's like, hey, you're pushing it, Valentinus." And he's like, No, seriously, come on over, be a Christian." "I don't want to be a no Christian." And then he said, "I don't like you anymore. I'm going to get 100 guys to pummel you with their fists, and then we're going to cut your head off." And he's like, "All right, well, I thought I'd try. It was worth a shot. I had to shoot my shot." And as he was, the night before he was about to die, Saint Valentinus, he wasn't a saint yet. Valentinus wrote a note to Judge Asterius's daughter. Remember the girl whose eyes the little girl whose eyes that he
Oh
fixed?
yeah, like, "Bitch, don't you owe me?"
Well, no, it was more like said, The night before his execution, Saint Valentinus, wrote a note to Asterius' daughter and signed it, "From your Valentine," which is said to be the inspiration for why we exchange cards today. However, why is this creepy Catholic priest dude writing Valentine notes to a little girl? Come on, nobody could question that. This entire holiday is based on pedophilia. This entire holiday is based on a creepy old priest who was sending Valentine from your Valentine.
How old was she?
Oh, she was a little girl. And so it describes her as a little girl. So, you know.
Well, look, back in the day, like Juliet from Romeo and Juliet was 14. That seemed to be
right, but she was bleeding already. I think that was the cutoff. I think that's how they determined. If a woman could like breed, you know, it's like, hey, grass on the field, you know, that's how they work.
Oh, no. The old enough to bleed, old enough to breed was actually the motto for a while.
Yes, in Latin. I believe in Latin it's Asterios Bladus and
Sanguinus.
Bredus. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how you say it in Latin. My Latin fails me. But isn't that creepy?
I thought that was perfect Latin, yeah.
The whole holiday is essentially based on, you know, some creepy Catholic priest trying to get with some young underage girl. Hey, I got a moment of joy here. And for all of you folks who are watching the High Noon show, I'm going to play it again because I do believe that there's a very solid chance that this is the best moment of joy that we've ever had. James,
this is a good day for it.
I love this moment of joy. I love this particular moment of joy. Oh, okay. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I got to get to it. There it is. Okay. So if you guys have already seen it, it's all right because you know that it is so good that you guys are going to be like, oh, no, I want to see this again. It's been 12 hours or whatever it's been 6 hours or so. I want to see this again. And it's not because I don't have other ones. Oh, I've got a lot of them. It's just I love this moment of joy. All right, James, here's all you need to know. This is a little girl. She's going snow. I think it's a little girl. I don't know. Like I said, dude, you're better. You got like 4 kids. At 4 years old, it's a 4-year-old. I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. Here's the deal. A 4-year-old kid went snowboarding in a little dinosaur suit. Oh, and it's the cutest little snowboarding dinosaur suit. Goes snowboarding in a little dinosaur suit, and her dad or his dad, whatever it is, mic'd her up. So you get to hear. So this is kind of her play-by-play as she's snowboarding, and it is the cutest.
Let's go, Dad. Let's get up, go in that secret path. Oh yeah, shreddy Dad. Someone's in our secret path. This way. You'll slip. I won't fall. Maybe I will. That's okay, cause we all fall. After Dad. Let's go down this big old hill.
All right, now this is genius. James, somebody yells out, "What kind of dinosaur are you?"
Wee-woo! Wee-woo!
Oh, wee-woo. Wee-woo is right, you darling.
Powdersaurus!
Powdersaurus! Come on! She's quick.
I'm a Stegosaurus.
That's great.
She's what is that, boy or a girl? I don't even know.
I think that's a girl.
She's adorable. Oh my God. Hey, what kind of dinosaur are you? I'm a Powdersaurus. And a couple minutes later, nope, I'm a Stuckosaurus.
She's got the puns down.
Oh, she's adorable. They're so cute. All right, so you did not see the Super Bowl.
I saw the end.
So do you know, I was saying earlier today, if you were a space alien and you came down to this planet and you just showed up during the NFL postseason and they were like, hey, you got to see something. You went back to your home planet going, I saw the most amazing sport. Every single game in the postseason, including the Super Bowl, was a great football game. It's every single game. I mean, my God, even the ones that weren't settled on last-minute field goals or overtime victories were like the Buffalo Kansas City game. It was just a shootout to the very end where it was back and forth. I mean, man, I'm telling you, it was great. In the Super Bowl, I really thought the Super Bowl was going to suck. I was afraid it was going to be like 45-3 Los Angeles. I was really afraid that it was going to be. It was such a good game, man. I thought Cincinnati was going to win. I did not think that Matthew Stafford had that gene in him, that, Super Bowl, fourth quarter, 2-minute drive, score a touchdown.
It's so hard to know because he's been playing with Detroit this whole time. So we didn't know who Matt Stafford was until this year.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, people did. Matt Stafford was always a good quarterback. The rub on Matt Stafford was that he was a good quarterback stuck in a terrible organization. And a lot of people say all it took was him to be on a good team. But with that said,
yes,
if the Detroit Lions are such a terrible organization, then explain to me the Cincinnati Bengals. Because the Cincinnati Bengals are historically just as terrible of an organization. The Cincinnati Bengals were a garbage team too, and they got a quarterback, and that quarterback led them to the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford was not able to do that in Detroit. He's always tried. As a guy who's seen him twice a year, every year for the last, he's a good quarterback. He didn't beat us much because they didn't beat anybody much, but he was still good. It wasn't because their quarterback sucked.
Okay, so I hadn't watched a Cincinnati game all year, and I had only casually been in the opposition against a couple of Rams games this year. So I am totally shocked at how much both of these teams built up through free agency and not the draft. Joe Burrow, obviously an exception, and I think
Burrow
Aaron
and
Donald.
Burrow and Chase were both through the draft because they sucked. They lost every game. I think the year they got Burrow, and then they only won like 3 or 4 games last year. And then they got
so 2 years in a row they got those 2 good picks. But on the defensive side, Eli Apple and Chidobe Awuzie, they both just picked him up because Eli Apple had been with the Saints and Awuzie had been with the Cowboys.
Wasn't Apple also with the Giants? Thought he was a New York Giants. I could be wrong though.
I think he did stop off at the Giants for like 2 years. That sounds right.
I think he was a Giant.
Yeah. I know he had been drafted, or he had been on the Saints for a while because I was down in New Orleans, and there were a while there was Marshawn Lattimore and Eli Apple as their cornerbacks, and they both went to Ohio State at the same time. So that was a cool thing. But usually, or I don't know, it's been my observation that so many of the times you see some team go from being crappy to good is when they have a series of good draft picks that totally work out. Well, since he did both, they had a couple of good draft picks and they had a couple of really smart moves that worked out in free agency. And you kind of see the same thing over on the Rams side, the whole Stafford pickup, Odell Beckham getting picked up. There was a lot of people that 2 years ago, they were all on different teams and they were in the Super Bowl last night.
Yeah, the Rams this season reinvented the way that Super Bowl champions are built. No team had ever gone in with all of their chips the way that lost. The Rams don't have a first round pick for like the next decade. They traded they traded a crap ton. I think they traded 3 firsts for Matthew Stafford when they got him from the Lions. They traded another couple of firsts and a bunch of seconds and thirds for Von Miller just earlier this season. They were able to pick up luckily they were able to pick up Odell Beckham when he was cut. He was given his walking papers, so that was one that just fell in their lap. Cooper Kupp they got through the draft, but Cooper Kupp was like a 3rd or a 4th rounder. He wasn't like a high draft pick. He wasn't a 1st rounder. Yeah, the Rams. If the Rams had lost, if the Rams didn't have a team capable of winning the Super Bowl yesterday, they'd have been in trouble because their salary cap is destroyed. They're like way over their salary cap limit, and they have no draft picks for honestly the next 4 or 5 years. They have no big. They got 4th rounders and 5th rounders and 6th rounders, and you can occasionally pull out a star. I mean, look, the MVP was Cooper Kupp, and I think he was a 4th round draft pick, so you can get a guy. But yeah, the Rams rolled the dice. They gambled in a way that no NFL team in recent memory has ever gambled, as far as just saying, we have to win this year or else. And they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago and they lost. So, I guess they felt that, as you say with a house, they had good bones. They just needed, some nice decorating. They needed some interior design.
Oh, look at Leslie. See, I feel for these people. She was a St. Louis fan, and she said this win hurts her heart. How do the people of
Why?
St. Louis feel about this?
I would think that the people of St. Louis are well. I mean, you're upset that they're gone, of course, but they won you a couple of Super Bowls in St. Louis. It's not like the St. Louis Rams of Kurt Warner and Mike Martz and Dick Vermeil. It's not like the greatest show on turf. I mean, if the
Did
Patriots
they win a
had,
Super Bowl? I don't think the Rams
yes,
won
they
when they were in
did.
St. Louis.
They
I think
won
they lost to the
two.
Patriots.
No, they won two, and they probably lost a third. Yeah, look it up here. What's the? I believe it's the Rams. The Rams are the only team in the NFL who have won championships in 3 different cities. I mean, I know that they've won in St. Louis, and now they've won in Los Angeles, and they won a championship when they were the Cleveland Rams. So here, let's.
Oh wow! Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, but there was no Super Bowl. Excuse me, when they
Sure.
were the Cleveland Rams.
Yeah. I remember those teams, Leslie. Kurt Warner. Yeah.
God, yeah,
Isaac
Torrey Holt, they were
Torrey Holt,
great.
right.
And if we hadn't seen the rise of the Patriots, I mean, the NFC team that was looking like the dynasty was the St. Louis Rams of that era. They were. Kurt Warner came out of nowhere. That dude was in the Arena League, and now he's in the Hall of Fame because of what he did in St. Louis.
Is he still with that old lady? And I mean, like literally old lady.
Right? Isn't that weird?
You remember that?
No. It's. You know what? St. Valentine's Day. Who am I to besmirch love?
Oh, it was true love. It had to be true love because
he was a bagger at a grocery store in Iowa, and she was like a clerk. She was like some divorced single mom clerk, and he was like this hot young boy toy. And then, holy cow, did it work out for them, huh? I mean, it really worked out for them. You don't expect that. You're working at the Piggly Wiggly outside Ames, Iowa, right? And you're a divorced woman. Your husband, Bud, is probably showing up drunk going, baby, it's my weekend with the kids. You know, it's just real ugly and white trashy. And you've got the boy toy, you know, who has dreams of being a football player. But let's be honest, he ain't going anywhere. He didn't get drafted by anybody. He's bagging groceries, Kurt Warner was. And you start a hot and heavy relationship, and then wham! You're married to Kurt fucking Warner, dude. That's amazing. That is crazy.
good for her, huh?
And he stayed with her. Good Lord, that guy. He stayed with her. I mean, Kurt Warner was a good-looking young man. And I don't know. Is she attractive for maybe Iowa? I don't know. She seems fine, you know?
Oh, she's fine, but
Yeah.
you don't see starting NFL quarterbacks with the chick that's like 10 years older than they are.
No.
And they already have like gray hair while you're still playing.
They're either bombshell age appropriate that they met in college, you know, or they're like or they're retired and in their 50s and they're like a bombshell smoke show who just came out of college. That's always the second wife. The football players always have, like, when they're 50, their Hall of Fame induction speech, they always thank some woman who looks like their daughter who's, you know, sitting in the front row, who is their second wife. Oh, good for Kurt Warner. Wasn't there a movie about Kurt Warner? Oh, you know what? Leslie's right. He's like all Jesus-y. So I think it was like a Jesus-y movie that I was like, oh, I'd love to see that story. And then I found out it was Jesus-y, and I was like, nah. I don't want to, you know, that's
How do you say something like that on Valentine's Day? It's literally a Christian holiday.
Is it? Yeah, like
No,
Christmas is.
no.
Sure, Christian holiday. Hey, you and I, though, we did have some bets. We made a whole bunch of prop bets for the Super Bowl. Do you remember when we did that on Thursday?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I got any of them right.
Yeah, you did.
I got the coin flip, right? Was it heads?
Well, let's go through these and then let's figure out who gets what. Okay, because I really don't know. I went through all of them. There were a lot of them. This took like an hour and a half. All right. So, the first prop bet we did was the coin flip. James, you said heads, and I said tails never fails, and you won. It came up heads, so good for you. Then there was the bet on who would win the coin flip. Okay, you said the Rams. And I said Cleveland, and I won. So there you go. Cleveland won the coin flip. But you won calling it heads or tails, but I won the team that was, you know, who called it. Who will score first was another prop bet that we made. You said Cincinnati, and I also said Cincinnati, and the answer is the Rams.
Oh, we suck.
The Rams scored first. The first scoring play of the game, what would it be? James, you said it would be a pass, and I said it would be a run, and the answer was it was a pass.
Hey, all right.
First offensive play of the game. First play for the offense from scrimmage. First offensive play of the game. You said it would be a pass. I said it would be a run, and it was a run. Cam Akers, gain of 5 yards. Then we had, will either team score 3 unanswered touchdowns? You said no. I said no. The answer, no. Nobody scored 3 unanswered. No. So, yeah, it's a push. Let's see here. More on the coin flip. I'm sorry. Will the winner of the coin flip defer to the second half? You said playing the averages. This is what they all do now. You said yes. I said no. I said they're going to want it first and score first. You won. Yeah, the answer was yes, they did. They deferred. Gatorade color. This was a big one. This was what color would the Gatorade be?
I said the lemon lime, right? Did I
You
remember
said
that
lemon
correctly?
lime.
Okay.
James said lemon lime. I said orange. The correct answer of the Gatorade, blue. The Gatorade.
Mind blown. Yeah.
Gatorade was blue. Anthem length. This was fun. We did the over-under on the anthem length. The anthem length over-under was 97.5 seconds. 97.5 seconds. James took the under. I took the over. It was actually 106 seconds, but it was close. We were timing it. He had a stopwatch on his phone, and we're timing it, and we had the over-under. We had the over-under 97.5. And it was like 90 seconds, and she's like, and the home. And we're like, oh, man, we're not going to make it. But then she carried that last note. It like went on. So it came out. So the over won it. The over won it at 106 seconds. Also, just a fun fact, while I was listening back and totaling all of these up, both of us thought Mickey Guyton was a guy. Both of us on the show kept referring to Mickey Guyton as a guy. Turns out, not a guy. Turns out, Asian. Is Mickey Guyton Asian? Or is she like that Hispanic Native American mashup that, kind of looks Asian or some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, like a China Cochina, like the sort of Mayan Asian look.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Mickey Guyton, but I assume that I thought it was a dude. So,
didn't you say this is a country singer or something?
Yeah, that was a country thing. Mickey Guyton. Tell me, from Fort Worth. That doesn't sound like a country singer to you.
It does. It sounds like someone wearing boots at least. Yeah.
She's not a country singer?
I don't know. I don't know this person.
I don't know this person either. That's such a weird choice. Yeah. They had to throw a bone to a certain segment of the population, considering what the halftime show was going to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah,
they had to throw a little something.
Represent all your demos. Yeah.
Okay, speaking. Sorry,
yeah.
I've had a cold for the last week. I'm good. I'm not sick anymore, but I just have these lingering effects. Speaking of the halftime show, you didn't see the halftime show?
I got to watch some of it after the fact this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a couple minutes of it.
I watched it. I watched it again. I watched it last night again, and I've been watching it on YouTube. I got a new TV. Actually, my son got a new TV. His grandma sent it to him, so I was setting it all up. So I had it on YouTube, and I kept hitting it's like the first choice when you go to YouTube. It's like, because it's like the one that everybody's hitting. So I just kept hitting it to make sure that the apps were working. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I thought it was great. I was shocked by how short it was. I thought it could have been a lot longer, but I guess that's the indication of something that's entertaining. If it flies by too quick and you're like, that's it? What? Yeah. What did you think?
From what I saw, it was fine. I saw some people complaining about it. And look, 50 Cent is not going to.
Racist.
No, it's not racist.
Boomers and racists. We're all complaining about it. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but no one's saying, why are these black people on my television? It's like, dude, you're watching the NFL. It's going to be black people on your TV for 4 hours. Get used to it.
because they're dog whistling. They're saying it in a different way. But go
They're
ahead.
not
Continue.
dog whistling. They're
Yes,
just
they
not rap
Yeah.
fans. It's okay to not be a fan of rap, even though I am.
Yeah, Nick Adams wanted to see Ted Nugent and Kid Rock because he didn't understand the lyrics. Come on, you can't tell me that's not a
Nick
dog
Adams?
whistle. You can't tell me that's not a dog whistle. All right,
It's
but
not
go
a
ahead.
dog. God.
Yeah, it is. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, look, so like when Into Club came out, it was actually when we were doing the show in Dallas back in the day. Dude,
Yeah.
he was jacked. I mean, he was ripped. He's running on the treadmill, and he has like 4% body fat or something ridiculous like that. He's not gonna look like that when he's 50. People, that you have unrealistic expectations going on. And my brother-in-law's like, man, Eminem looked bad. He looked all skinny and he had a beard. I'm like,
Good.
he's been skinny and had a beard for 10 years now, Brian.
Yeah.
In fact, he's been all skinny since he went through his little opioid phase, his
And
pill
he hasn't
phase.
had the bleach blonde hair since his first album. He has gone away from that.
Well,
He's
no, he had that
darker-haired.
through like 4 or 5 albums. He didn't get rid of the bleach blonde hair until after Rehab. And
He's
I mean
had
the album
dark, He's
Rehab.
had dark hair for a long
For
time.
10 years, yes. For 10 years, he's had dark hair. The rest of it was just kind of expected.
I thought 50 Cent. Do you know what I thought when I saw 50 Cent? I said, that dude's been doing roids. That
Yes,
guy
he
is
has.
roided out. He wasn't fat. He was just a lot bigger and more extended. That guy looks like someone who's on. And I know all my friends were on roids in high school. I even did a cycle of roids, and then I didn't lift and I got fat. So I stopped. That's what happens.
Yeah,
when
you still
do
have to lift, Pugs. It doesn't just
you do.
happen. Yeah.
I didn't want to. I thought it was just going to be magic. I thought, but yeah, no, I'm from the roid era where all of my friends who were on my teams, on high school teams and stuff, they all did roids.
So that's a thing though, because fit is the new skinny. And there was an episode, there was like on Joe Rogan, this old bodybuilder Dorian Gray. Do you remember him? He was like a Mr. Olympia for a few years. This guy just rattled off like all these people who didn't used to be on steroids, but they're on steroids now. And I remember one, he said Nelly. And so if you go look at a picture of Nelly now versus the picture of Nelly in 2002, man, he is jacked. Nelly is jacked compared to what he was. And he's like 50 now, and he was 25 in 2002 or whatever.
Well, there is a new, the anti-aging fad for guys that are my age is taking the testosterone and taking all these supplements and certain kinds of treatments that are really just medicated roids. They're just doctors who are now prescribing you roids. It's the fountain of youth thing that everybody's going through. And that's why you see guys like Joe Rogan is an example of a guy who is doing those kinds of roids. Dana White, if you've seen Dana White of the UFC lately, he has been doing roids now for about 5 years. 50 Cent is on roids. Roids are now, if you're not a professional athlete and you got a doctor who's going to prescribe them to you for a fitness regimen, apparently they're fine.
Yeah. So, and a lot of them aren't necessarily taking the same steroids like we're used to with Lyle Alzado and the bodybuilders.
Yeah, no, it's
but
a
lot of them are sneaking it in. They just like the low T centers that you hear on talk radio commercials, like every other stop set, the low T center, low testosterone center. They're just giving you human growth hormones.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're all variations of
Leslie
types of
knows.
human growth hormone that are essentially modern steroids.
Right. And it's not that different than what they do with chicks when they go through menopause, or if they have a hysterectomy, they have to get on like a hormone regimen to fill in the gaps there. But, they say, scientifically, sometime in your mid-40s, any day now for me, I hope, your testosterone is going to drop off, and they're just trying to bring it back up to where it was. They're not roiding you up. They're just, filling in the gaps of your natural attrition.
That's what the doctor writes in his notes for official use.
Sure, that's what's going on, yeah.
I like what Jeff has to say. Pro tip. That's why when you do the roids, you have to keep doing the meth so that you don't just sit around.
That's what I do, yeah.
Yeah. That's why the meth dealers are always so huge. They're just smoking the meth and lifting weights in their front yard with their pit bulls.
No. See, Leslie, that's hormone replacement therapy for women is not very different. It's just the female version versus, it's just estrogen versus testosterone. And so just like there's a big drop off in estrogen whenever Leslie's going through menopause here, the guys do a similar thing with their testosterone. And look,
I think that was an insult. Don't you be insulting Leslie. She bought me
it wasn't
meatloaf
an
the other
insult.
day.
We all go through it. It's a natural part of the aging process, and Leslie has nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, you don't know how old Leslie is.
No, I don't.
Leslie's, I think, younger than me, and maybe she's your age.
Yeah, well, it's about that time, Leslie. We're getting old, babe.
Okay.
Clock's ticking on us, Les.
Actually, I don't know. I just know she's younger than me.
She's 50 and in menopause. See, I called it.
Ooh.
Oh, see, I'm not such an a-hole. Maybe I'm just observant and correct.
I just don't like to bring those things up. Okay, any other takes on the because we've got a whole bunch of prop bets here that we need to get to that we
I overall I really like the Super Bowl halftime show because I feel like this was one that was actually aimed at me, and so it's very self-serving, and of course I'm gonna like it. I'm 44, and when I was in high school, Nothing But a G Thing came out, or The Chronic,
what year were you born?
I was born in 77.
Okay, so you're Gen X. Yeah, the big fight online is between Gen X and millennials arguing over who the halftime show is aimed at. Gen X is saying it was us, and millennials are going, no, it was for us. And
kind of both.
It can be both. There's some, if you were born in 1990, it wasn't for you. If you were born in 1990, that was not for you. You were 10 years old in 2000. You shouldn't have been listening to the Chronic. I mean, that was not for you.
Well, that was the Chronic too in 2000.
Well, yeah. But okay, so you were 5 then when the Chronic came out. That was not for you for that.
So when did 8 Mile come out? If you were born in 1990, that means 8 Mile came out when you were like 14.
2002.
Was it?
Yeah, something like that. Let's hear 8
Okay,
Mile.
okay.
I don't know, but let's see. I would think it came just
because
after.
50 Cent's heyday started in like 2001 or 2002 or maybe 2003.
8 Mile 2002, released in January of 2002. So almost 2001. So if you were born in 90, you were 11, you weren't going to see 8 Mile. However, we broke down the ages of all the performers. All of the performers, with the exception of Kendrick Lamar, are all Gen X guys.
Wait, was Kendrick Lamar even out there? I didn't see him.
Yeah. He was out there. He did the one song. Anyway, what was it? So Dr. Dre was born in 65. That is he's the oldest of the Gen Xers because that's when
that's
Gen X
technically
starts.
Boomer, isn't it?
No, 65 to 80 is Gen X. So he was born in 65. Okay. So he is the first wave of Gen X. Then you had Snoop, who was born in 71. Eminem, who was born in 72. 50 Cent was born in 75. Mary J was born in 72, and Kendrick Lamar was born in 87. So, they were all Gen Xers except for Kendrick Lamar. So,
and he only got one song. But I like this so much better because even though like the ages line up, I'm not interested in like Lady Gaga. I'm not interested in when The Weeknd did it, and I'm a casual Beyonce fan, but that crap's not aimed at me when Beyonce's on.
No. You're not a woman of color looking to find your power. Looking to stand in your power. That is not you.
No, it's not a color thing. It's a sort of a gender thing, and plus I'm not into that. That's just not my jam. Well, this was all like straight up my jam.
No, I think it's also a color thing. I think it's a gender thing, but I think that there are gender girls, or there are female genders who are more into, say, a Carrie Underwood or a Taylor Swift than a Beyonce. I think it's definitely a color and a cultural thing.
Okay.
And I don't think that's insulting or provocative.
Well, no, but it please, I bet you Bay has more white fans than black fans.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think Beyonce has more white fans? She crosses over quite easily, absolutely. Acceptable 100% in the white community.
Yes, absolutely. But not a chance in hell. She has more white female friends than she has. The Beehive.
No, not friends. Fans.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just misspoke. Okay. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, she certainly has a lot of. Beyonce is a megastar. She's got fans in every group. But I'm telling you, if you are a young black girl, Beyonce is your Taylor Swift. From the time you can,
from our time.
Yeah, just that's what it is. It's the breakdown. And there are probably black girls who like Taylor Swift, but not as many as white girls. White girls love them some Taylor Swift.
All right, your thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show?
I loved it. I thought it was the second best one I'd ever seen. I still put Prince playing in the rain in Miami as the best halftime Super Bowl show I've ever seen. That was incredible, dude. When he was doing Purple Rain, and it is a downpour. I still get chills when I watch that. That's how I got my kid into Prince. I made him watch that halftime show, and now he loves Prince. But let's get back into our bets, okay? So. Right now we're doing pretty good. I think we might be even. Where do we leave off at? Oh, we're getting into the halftime show. Okay. So the bet was, what will be the first halftime song performed? James, do you remember what you said?
Did I say nothing but a G thing?
You said nothing but a G thing.
Yeah.
I said California Love. And the answer was Next Episode. They opened with Next Episode, which seems like it makes the most sense.
Yeah, from the Chronic too. Yeah,
yeah. Will Snoop smoke weed on stage? You said
no,
and I said yeah. And the answer is no, but he was smoking weed backstage, and the New York Post got a picture of it. He was smoking a joint just before he stepped up on stage. So close, but no bananas. Yeah, did not win. That's a win for you. Eminem's first song. This seemed like a no-brainer. It was the number one. You went with the odds-on number one favorite for the first song by Eminem, which was.
Did I? Yeah,
Hi.
Slim Shady. Yeah.
My name is. I said Rap God. That was the second odds-on favorite to be what he opened with. And we were both wrong. The correct answer was Forgot About Dre. For a brief second, he did his line from Forgot About Dre. You know, everybody's there. There's something to say, but whatever it is he says, Forgot About Dre. And then he went directly into Lose Yourself. So
wait, are you the one keeping up with this? Because isn't that from a different song? Forgot About Dre.
Yeah, I don't know. I just that's the rap that he did. Like he started out with his line. You know where he goes really fast. Everybody.
Yeah, I think
gibberish.
Technically, that's a Dre song though. But if that's the first one he did, okay.
But it's him singing it. You know, him on the album. It's him. That's Eminem. So So I see what you're saying. So it's not technically the question. If the question was, what's the first song he's going to do? It's not what's his first song that he's going to do. We were both wrong anyway.
Yeah, we both lost anyway, right?
He did Lose Yourself. Yeah, Lose Yourself was the big number that he did after the Forgot About Dre rap.
Oh,
all right. Who will perform first? Who did you say?
Dre?
Nope.
Oh, no, I said Snoop because they would start with the song that Snoop has the first verse on.
You said Snoop. I said Mary J, and James is the winner. Snoop was the first person to perform. Then the next one was, will Eminem make a political statement on stage during the Super Bowl? You said?
I think I said no.
You said no. I said, yep.
And you won that one.
Yep, he did. He took a knee. It wasn't very big. It wasn't like, but it was definitely, he was intending to make that statement.
Yeah, I know. Just honoring Tim Tebow. That was nice of him.
Will all five... Shut up. He was honoring the great Colin Kaepernick. Will all five perform together at one point? What did you say?
Man, I don't remember that. I don't remember my answer. I really don't.
You said no.
Okay.
I said yes. And the answer is yes. They all got together at the end. What song did they do? I don't know. How many songs will they perform? How many songs in total will be performed? James, you said 8. I said 7. The correct answer, 9. we were close. If it's who comes closest without going over, you get the win. But this is gambling, dude. They wanted a specific number, and we both lost on that one. Let's see. Here was the order of songs. I had to actually go through and watch all the songs and log them. So
Dang.
it was
You
next
did some
episode.
homework, huh?
Oh yeah, it was next episode with Dre and Snoop, into California Love with Dre, into 50 Cent's Into Club, into Mary J's Family Affair, into Mary J's No More Drama, into Kendrick Lamar's Aight, into Eminem's Forgot About Dre, into Lose Yourself, into Snoop and Dre performing Still Dre together, and then being joined by everyone for the end of that song. So there you go. Those were the 9 songs. Here was another one we did. Will a fan run out onto the field during the Super Bowl?
I think I said no.
You said no. I said yes. The answer, yes.
Got that one wrong. Okay.
A fan ran. Here's this story on that one. We're going to talk about that. The video is funny because he eludes everybody for a little while. The Rams, a couple of Ram linebackers start to go after him, and then they think better of it, and they're like, nah. And then you just see this phalanx of security come rushing across the field. Fan gets tackled running on field at SoFi Stadium during Super Bowl 56. I'm telling you, we are in the age of the Instagram moment. We are in the age of everybody doing shit for clicks. And I promise you that that's what this was about. Although I don't know if he was sponsored. Let's find out. After the Cincinnati Bengals, Chidobe Awuzie intercepted Matthew Stafford early in the third quarter of Super Bowl 56, a fan was seen running across the SoFi Stadium field, beginning at the east end of the field. A man who was fully clothed was wearing a Super Bowl 56 sweatshirt and holding a banner. We don't know what the banner said, though.
Then you failed in your mission, sir.
You failed. If I doing this stream do not know what the banner said, then whoever paid you did not get their money's worth.
You got arrested for nothing.
The streaker, which they're calling him a streaker, that's bullshit. A streaker is naked. Yes, yeah. He wasn't naked. He was fully clothed. I'm watching the video of him right now. He was fully clothed. The fan who was fully clothed, then why are you calling him a streaker? Was wearing a Super Bowl 56 sweatshirt and holding a banner. The streaker, he's fully clothed. I don't think we define streaker the same way.
Trash reporting here.
Trash reporting is right. That's all it is.
Who is this? What's your source on this? Is this?
This is MSN. Yeah, let's see. Who is the actual USA Today? Jordan Mendoza of USA Today.
All right, Jordan Mendoza, quit your job and go do something you're qualified for.
You suck. Here, we'll pull it up. We'll watch it. Why not? Where is that? Where is it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's pull this up. That bothers me to no end. I read a whole lot of these things. I read like millions of stories every day, especially now that I'm doing the high noon show. It's like there are no editors anymore.
No.
There are so many bad sentences and misspellings. I mean, it's a regular occurrence. It's really shitty.
I totally agree. It's the bane of my existence. And typos.
It drives me nuts.
Misspelled words and stuff.
All right, we watching it? You see it?
Okay, I see it.
All right. Look, there he is. Look at him go.
Your banner. What does your banner say?
A couple of Rams start to go after him, and they're like, It's always going to happen. That's what we do now. Used to be. Do you remember Morgana, the kissing bandit?
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Yeah, run out with her big old boobies.
What do you think she looks like now?
Still probably gorgeous. Her face was questionable to begin with, but
wasn't she like in her mid 40s in 1975?
Wasn't 75? Like 1990, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, was she doing? I mean, I remember her running out and kissing Johnny Bench of the Big Red Machine. So that was
what?
God, yeah. God. Morgana started doing it in like the 60s, like the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, that's before I was born. So
yeah. Hold on.
She has that Elvira vibe where, Elvira's like 70 and still beautiful.
Oh.
We did that the other day.
Yeah. Well, a couple months ago. Hold on. Let me see. Morgana, the kissing bandit. Really? There it is. Morgana, the kissing bandit. All right. Let's see when she started doing this stuff. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah. She was born in 1947, so she's 74 years old. Morgana Roberts is an entertainer who became known as Morgana or Morgana, the kissing bandit in baseball and other sports from 1969 through 1999.
Nice.
She was doing it for 30 years, man. She was like in her 50s when she finally called it a
So
career.
when she got started, she was 21, maybe 22. That's
47, 57, 67. She was 22 when she started.
Well,
and
if she had had her
stopped when she
birthday
was
that year.
52.
Well, what if
Yeah.
her birthday's in December?
All right. Well, she was my age when she finally went, yeah, I can't run that fast anymore. She was also billed as Morgana the Wild One when appearing as a dancer in the 80s. Oh, apparently she was a gentleman's entertainer.
No,
Morgana,
why do you assume gentleman's entertainer? She might have been in the Rockettes or something.
yeah, I don't think so. Morgana famously rushed the field on many occasions and kissed Major League Baseball players, including Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, George Brett twice, Steve Garvey, Len Barker, and Cal Ripken Jr. Poor Cal. He got her at the end of her career. Cal was probably like 25, and she was like his mom's age. Yeah, it's not quite.
Yeah.
I bet you Pete tried to. Pete Rose. He probably was like, all right, Pete was down for anything. Pete was a party boy. She had been described as baseball's unofficial mascot and the grand dame of baseball. Look, I
never heard her call that.
We embraced hooliganism at one point in our not too distant past. We really did.
We embrace hooliganism when it's a beautiful chick doing sexual things. When it's some dude running out there with his butt crack hanging out, or even just a clothed dude with a banner, tackle him, throw him under the jail. You're ruining my game.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Here, let's pull some of these pictures up, shall we? So we can just see what. Oh yeah. God.
All right, I have to see this with that reaction. What the hell?
She's not great. I mean,
okay.
It's like she was never great. She just had huge bazongas.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's exactly what I remember her looking like.
Am I sharing it? Yeah, it's sharing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if there's some more. Oh God, we were such a crazy. Look at it. Look at That's insane.
Oh, it takes me back to a better time when you didn't have to wear a helmet on a bicycle, or
you could smoke in a car with a baby.
Smoke in a plane.
Yeah. A giant aluminum tube filled with gasoline at 30,000 feet. You were allowed to smoke in it. Look at that. Geez, look at Kareem like it. Kareem's like, what is going on here? He's so big, you almost don't even see her.
Yeah.
Morgana. There she is. All right. I don't know. That's probably not her now. I wonder what she looks like now. Oh, my God. Look at her. She must have had breast reduction.
Right. Or they just took the implants out.
Do you think those are implants?
Well, they were at one time.
No. Do you seriously think so? You don't think she just like got giant... Well, I guess you're right. That's obscenely big.
Well, did they have implants in 1969? Because if I remember my boob history correctly, they were the first boob implant in America was done in Houston, and I think it was done after 1969. I think it was like a 1977 or.
Yeah, the guy who invented the boob implant actually went on to be a Dallas plastic surgeon, and he was a Baylor guy. He was, but yeah, I think it was done at Baylor in Houston. First, hold on, let's see this first breast implant. Let me see, because I want to say that they were around in some form, like in the 50s.
Look, you just don't get a boob to waist to hip ratio like that without science being involved. I mean, God is a very generous and loving God, but not like that.
1961, the first silicone breast implants.
Wow.
1961.
Oh, wow. I was way off. So now they're definitely fake.
Yeah. Okay. There she
So
is.
Leslie brings up the movie Breast Men. That was a great movie. Wasn't there Dave Schwimmer in that, or someone we would recognize? Wasn't that Dave Schwimmer? I remember seeing that box in Blockbuster and never renting it.
Oh, you never saw Breast
Do I
Men?
need to see that?
Oh, it's a good movie. Yeah, I've seen it. It's a good movie. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
What
Dave
year was
Schwimmer.
Breastman?
Right. Thank you, Leslie. She goes,
David Schwimmer, Chris Cooper, Emily Proctor, Matt
I know
Frewer,
none of those people.
and someone named Lisa Marie. Matt Frewer was Max Headroom.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see when that film was. Breastmen filmed. Nah, come on. There's no you telling me there's not a Wikipedia page for Breastmen? There sure is. There it is. All right. I thought I knew Schwartz when Breastmen came out, but I guess I didn't. No, 1997. Breastmen is a 1997 American semi-autobiographical. Try and say that 3 times fast. Semi-biographical dark comedy film, made for HBO. The film very loosely tracks the history of the real-life breast implant phenomena, from its radical introduction through its incredible popularity, through the controversial links of silicone base to various types of illnesses and cancers.
Yikes. What the hell happened there?
Filmed in Galveston, Texas, and at the University of Texas Medical Branch.
Channel 9 over here. You see this comment? Boobpedia has some revealing Morgana pics. First off, as a total scumbag, I'm surprised I've never heard of Boobpedia before.
Oh, I know what Boobpedia is.
Oh.
It's hot girls. It's like Wikipedia for hot girls.
I thought that was MrSkin.com.
No, Boobpedia is more. MrSkin.com is just like for nudity in film, but Boobpedia is like anybody.
I'm almost ashamed I didn't know that already. What am I, a decent human being all of a sudden?
Turns out you are. So there you go. So the final one, will a fan run onto the field? You said no. I said yes. The answer was yes. That's another win for me. And then, James, it is so funny. The last 3 prop bets that we had on that Thursday night, we totally lost interest in the bit because neither one of us, I'll give you an example. One of the questions was, will someone propose? James, your answer was, I don't know. And mine was, maybe.
Dang.
So we just totally lost interest and it fizzled out after the ones that were interesting. All right. Well, there you go. That's, by the way, just for, if you were keeping track, I will point out that I won. I beat you 6-5, but it was close. And I won on that last one. Did the fan run out on the field? We were tied up 5-5 going into that one. So we both did all right.
All right. Well, I just looked up Boobpedia and saw the biggest boobs in the world. They are ZZZ cups. And
a what?
ZZZ cup. That's the size of the cup. They had to invent a special one.
Good Texas band.
And
it's my favorite Texas
band. And it
band.
is not as cool as I thought it would be. It's kind of awful, actually.
Yeah, it's like more like researchy. It's like it's too many words, not enough pictures.
No,
I
mean the ZZZ cup. It's like, nah.
Oh, I mean Boobapedia.
I will pass on the ZZZ cup.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight, James.
All right, well, it's a good show.
Although I do have a new assignment for you,
okay.
And I might spend a couple of minutes here talking about this. Spend a little time talking about it on the High Noon Show. So, do you have the Netflix?
I do,
James.
Remember, I watched the Tinder Swindler last week.
Yeah. Do you know, James, that you are the first person who I ever watched streaming Netflix with? I didn't even know streaming Netflix was a thing. I was still getting shit in the mail from Netflix. And I went over to your house and you had the Netflix hooked up to your TV.
Oh, in New Orleans.
Like 10 years, like way before it. And I had never seen anybody else who had it hooked up to the TV and you could actually just stream shit off of Netflix. Most of the world was still getting it delivered. Do you remember when you'd get Netflix delivered where it would come in a little envelope and then you'd have to send it back? It was like a hassle.
We had that, and they just they sent a little note in with one of the DVDs that we had, it was just part of our queue, and they were like, hey, turn on Netflix.com and try our new streaming options. And I was like, oh, this would be great. We don't even have to wait for that crap to come in the mail. And so then we
I do remember there were some buffering issues, though, in the movie that you and I were watching. I don't remember what the movie was, but I remember thinking, oh, okay. But now now Netflix has totally perfected it. That's like one of the strongest streams that there is out there.
Yeah, I don't remember our Netflix experience with you that specifically, but I remember there being buffer issues and thinking whenever they get this worked out, this is the jam. And I
Yeah,
remember,
it was awesome.
it had some really crappy movies, but it was still so cool and so new that you could just go through these 400 movies that were like, sure, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, or they don't have Porky's, but they have Porky's too, you know.
There wasn't a great, yeah, there wasn't. Now, you know that Netflix is now the largest entertainment producer in the world.
Oh, they have been for 5
They-
years.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible what they've done. They're bigger than every Hollywood studio in Hollywood, bigger than, 20th Century Fox, bigger than United Artists, bigger than Universal, bigger than Warner Brothers. They are the biggest. They are the big dog on the block, and they were laughed at. And Blockbuster had an opportunity to buy a controlling interest in Netflix, and they went, "Nah, people like to browse."
Well, we reported on this on our financial talk show that I was doing for a decade. It happened, I think, in 2016 when Netflix said next year we're going to up the amount of money we're spending on original content, because this was like when House of Cards and Orange is the New Black first came out and it was a hit, and they're like, they pushed in all their chips. They're like, we're spending $4 billion on this next year, and we're like, you don't have $4 billion. They're like, we're going to go sell bonds on the market. We're going to go take on debt. We'll take on $4 billion of debt to make our own stuff. And so there was that interesting turn of events right there. And then on the story where Blockbuster had the chance to buy out Netflix, they tell the story of the two guys that were in charge of Netflix, and they flew out to Blockbuster, and Blockbuster's like, sure, we'll buy you up. We're thinking about $300 million. And Netflix was like, no, we're thinking like $2 billion. Okay, we'll come down off our price, $2 billion. And they're like, $2 billion? Get out of here. You guys aren't worth that.
Actually, what is Netflix? You're talking about Reed Hastings, who tells the story of when he went out to when the Blockbuster deal didn't go through. He was crushed, and he did not know what he was going to do. He was banking everything on the Blockbuster deal, and instead, he ended up having to just sit on his controlling interest of Netflix, and now he's the most powerful man in entertainment. Reed Hastings what is Netflix market cap? How big are they?
They are almost $1 trillion at this point. I think they're at like 700 or 800 billion dollars. And it's
well, it says here Netflix market cap 176.6 billion US dollars.
I would have guessed a lot more than that.
Yeah, I would have too, but it's constantly going up. It is Netflix has not had a down month in 4 years. So they have been up month to month every single, and then they exploded with the pandemic. They have recently, there was a story that came out just a couple of weeks ago about how they are expecting to now have their first down month because they feel that they've reached maximum density with subscribers, because when people were staying home because of the pandemic, they saw their subscription. The few people that didn't have Netflix yet went and got Netflix during the pandemic. They jumped. That was the greatest thing that ever happened to their company. And because, unrealistic expectations, you can't keep increasing month to month as people go back to work and people let their subscriptions lapse and all that kind of stuff. They grew so quickly that years ago, there was a big plan in place. Reed Hastings talks about this as well. There was a big plan in place to get it so that people would stop sharing their Netflix passwords. And then the company grew so exponentially, they went, yeah, why mess with it? It doesn't matter. Just let them do it. It's one of the things that they like about our company. So yeah, they're huge. They're the biggest entertainment company in the world. And they were nothing 15 years ago.
And they're doing it based on merit. Their original programming is amazing. It's well produced. It ain't cheap, because like you go back and you look at Cheers and you're like, how cheap was NBC? This whole thing is just happening in one room. They came up with one set, and they have like one set of like 6 actors.
It's like a play.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this could happen at your high school theater. Damn.
Yeah. Well, the bigger audience too. All right. So anyway, speaking of Netflix, where is it? Jeff says, I watched the first 2 episodes of Inventing Anna. I'm all in. Dude, tonight you need to watch Inventing Anna. You need to watch the first episode of Inventing Anna.
Is this my
now,
assignment?
Yeah, but again, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna like this assignment. This assignment you're gonna love.
Okay.
Inventing Anna stars Ruth from Ozark.
Oh, I like it already.
You love her, right? She's amazing. Okay, so
marriage material.
Inventing Anna. This fucking dog. So do the neighbors. Can you hear her? I got to get her real quick. Just give me a second. We won't be long. I'll give you your assignment and then just let me grab her.
So do y'all hear my dog? My dog's over there barking at the neighbor.
Right, let's go. Get in here. Get in here. Come on.
Y'all, CeeLo sucks. That dog keeps biting me. Every time I go over there, the dog bites me. Got to start calling him Leslie or something.
Hey now. No, CeeLo. Fuck. Come on. Go lay down, you idiot. All right. So you may be familiar with this story already. This is a true story of a girl by the name of Anna Delvey, who about 4 years ago, she is a German heiress who moved to New York City and took over New York City society. She became the queen of 20-something New York City party girl society. Hung out with all the billionaires, all the top bankers, all the Wall Street icons. She became the center of the party scene, of the club scene, of the going out to fancy restaurant scenes. And she was this, Ruth plays her, and she's got this thick German accent, and she's gorgeous. Ruth looks beautiful as this girl. It's like, whoa. Turns out she was a fraud. She was a Russian girl. She wasn't a German heiress. She was like some Russian working class girl from outside Moscow who just decided that she was going to go into New York City's most elite scene and she was going to out mean girl everybody. And she was just, and because she was so mean and so confident and everybody believed that she was a billionaire's daughter from Germany, that they all just, they accepted her. And then she became their leader. And when she became their leader, she started conning all of these people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. This girl didn't have a penny to her name, and she lived in penthouses at the plaza. She flew private jets everywhere. She stole a private jet just based on her name. Like, she just walked onto the runway and somebody said, "Ma'am, we don't have a credit card on file for you." And she said, and the owner's name was like Rip or something. She goes, "Was called Rip." And she was just so confident about it. She got away with everything. And also, she was like a Forrest Gump in this scene. Everybody of the last 5 years who became these sort of icons, these newsworthy. I'll give you an example. Martin Shkreli was in her party posse. Like Martin Shkreli, the farmer bro, was like there's scenes with Martin Shkreli where they're all out to dinner together and your bike's off.
Oh yeah, I had it on mute. That's hilarious. I know who that dude is. Jesus Christ.
But then also, one of the people that she took for money and that she lived with, she was crashing at his like Soho loft, was Billy McFarland while he was planning the Fire Festival.
Oh, wow. That dude, I love the Fire Festival. Wasn't that like the best story you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah. She spends like the whole time telling him, "Billy, this is not going to work. This is such a stupid idea." He's like, "No, it's going to be great. It's fire with a Y. Get it?" Dude, you're going to love this. And now she's in jail. And she went to jail because she was on the line. She had a hedge fund giving her $40 million, and they never looked into her credit. They never asked her for an ID. She bamboozled everybody, and she did it with sheer arrogance, did you know who my father is? It's just, and her father was a trucker from Moscow. But she's like, oh, it's so good. It is so good. And when you combine it with the Tinder swindler, I am telling you, I have my new hero and my new shiro. The Tinder swindler is my new hero and she is my new shiro. The way she took these narcissistic silver spoon people for everything that she could based on their own arrogance and their own superficial way of life. It was so beautiful. It's great. You'll love it. I got to finish the last 2 episodes tonight. But I promise you, if you just watch the first episode of the Tinder swindler, and it's Ruth, dude, we might be looking at the new Meryl Streep. I mean, in Ozark, she plays a white trash, frizzed out Ozark mountain girl. I mean, that's who she is. In this, she plays a German billionaire, an heiress, like with a totally different look, totally different voice, totally different. She's incredible. Julia Garner is her name. She is incredible. Ruth Langmore is a baller of an actress. And then look up the real Anna Delvey. Oh God, I got such a crush on her. She is so cute. Look at her. Look at her little. You would like her. I think she's got just about everything that you like in a woman. She's got a little chesty. She's got a really big rack. She wears she dresses so well. Like everything is like one of a kind couture, never paid for anything. I don't know how she does it. She's my hero. I'm living in a guest house. Look, I got it pretty well figured out. I got myself a nice guest house in a really nice part of town, right? I mean, I could be living in an apartment in a shady place. I'm not, but I'm not really, I don't have any money. I'm eating ramen noodles and I'm eating, carrots. That's pretty much it. How this girl does it. And then how she can go like negative 20,000 in her bank account. And then she convinces them to cover the 20,000 and give her another 100,000. This is how she lived. I don't know. And it's true. It's all a true story. So it's really good. Inventing Anna. It is so good. It is so good. So when you finish that up, then we'll talk about it. We'll break
how many episodes is this?
It's a miniseries. It's 9 1-hour
Dang,
episodes.
Man, 9
hours,
damn.
When you watch it with the wife, or look, you got time, but whatever. When you finish it, you come to me and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I want to talk about that now," because it is crazy good and it is so inspiring. Look, I wish I didn't care about people. If I didn't care about people, I could come up with some of the best scams. I got the Catholic guilt. Even though I'm a lapsed Catholic, I feel guilty about everything that I try and pull. I would tell on myself, not this girl. This girl was a hardcore baller, a con of the highest order. And she was doing it to people who were just terrible people.
Just deserved it, right? They deserved to be someone.
They deserved it. That's right. No remorse whatsoever. All right, so there it is. That's my recommendation for all of you. Tinder Swindler is really good, but Inventing Anna, I'm telling you, man. Jeff Glenn saw the first 2 episodes. He says he's in it. He says, Tinder Swindler's got nothing on her. No, he really doesn't. He's small potatoes compared to Anna Delvey. Ooh. Prisons are full of people who had the perfect scam, Pugs. Yeah, but you know what? So is high society. Let that rattle around in your brain, James. For everyone that's in prison, there's another one that is out there living in a house a couple blocks away from here. Sure, the walls could close in at any time,
until
but
then,
if you like to live,
what a ride,
then, man! It's dinner at Bob's every night.
Fidel Castro died of natural causes. Right?
Yeah.
There was no justice that was ever met for that guy.
Yeah. So did William Randolph Hearst, who was one of the biggest scammers in the copper mining world before they had science that could prove that that's actually copper. Do you know the story about how the Hearst family made their first?
They were a media magnate, but I don't know what they did before that.
No, that was the son. The son then became a media magnate, but the family fortune was built on copper mines, and he sold pieces in a copper mine because he said he found all this copper and it wasn't copper at all. It was like dirt. But they were just like, it looks like copper. And then by the time that they finally caught up with him on that, he had actually hit on a couple of real copper mines. But that works. I'm telling you, man, nobody makes $1 billion being completely above board. Nobody. The .com guys did. But even them, they took advantage. They're con men. The .com guys, they just
Mark Cuban's not a con man.
Well, no, but he got away with murder. People overpaid for something that Mark Cuban sold broadcast.com. That's not even a thing ananymore. That's where he made all of his money.
But the technology was the ability to stream audio, which is what he really sold, was the intellectual property on streaming audio.
Well, there's a lot of .com guys whose companies weren't anything, and they're now billionaires. They're walking around like billionaires, and yeah, they didn't con anybody, but their idea wasn't quite what was paid for.
Later.
And they're still walking around rich. All right, thank you, James. There he goes. All right, folks, love you all. Do whatever you can. Yeah, Jeff was talking about the Netflix thing. That's what Reed Hastings was talking about. They called it the pandemic bubble bursting. They had gone to such heights during the pandemic that there was no way that they couldn't drop down, but he was trying to let everybody know that we're not dropping down because nobody's with our company anymore. We're dropping down because the pandemic made everybody buy us. All right, bye, everybody. Have a great one. We'll see ya.